Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Carpetania Campaign. Last time we took on a trio of nations, but only got a pair of annexations, thanks to the intervention of Wakea, very cruelly preventing us from inflicting great cruelty ourselves on the people of Laconia. How dare they? So, having taken a less than ideal victory there, we are now in a state of recovery. We're building our manpower back up. We already selected our omen for this 1st of October of 465, and as promised, we're going to have to do a war council now. Now, I did think about how much did I screw up by forgetting to do the war council on 460, and I think it probably won't ultimately make a big difference. I know I don't really need to justify this to anybody except for myself. I'm a very perfectionist kind of person when it comes to stuff like this, as you may be able to tell. So for my own sake, I will say that given that this is a 10-year cooldown, having 5 years of it be offset, and keeping in mind that once we reform out of the tribal stage, this will go away. So we will no longer be able to do this once we're in a different government type. And so there's only a limited number of uses of this button remaining to us. Possibly 2, possibly 1. And I'm not sure if I did this 5 years ago, if I'd squeeze another use out of it. And either way, I didn't ever have a point where I needed a specific claim that the War Council would have for sure given me. Given our stretchiness throughout this campaign, we've been surrounded by tons of different AI tags throughout this entire game. We've not reached a point where we have fewer neighbors than before. We're always gaining new neighbors. So the War Council would have probably not really given us any specifically strategically great options. And since so far I've not had to really slow down my plans in order to get a claim that the War Council might have randomly given me, ultimately I think this was not the biggest mistake in the universe. Much less of a issue than forgetting to do an omen on the 1st of October, in my opinion. Although no one who plays this game, except for me, seems to care about it in the way that I do, so hopefully it's not too overbearing. Either way, let's go ahead and summon the War Council and see for ourselves what claims we get here. Alright, so as I said at the end of the last episode, this War Council will basically determine which quote-unquote smaller war I will pursue as I prepare for the Tagus League War. So after traveling for many days, the proud members of the Carpetanian War Council are gathered together in Toletum, ready to discuss the waging of war on new foes. Hunched over the broad table, Mandubracius, the author of several tactical treatises, Wertiscus, a well-known rogue and philanderer, and possessor of a hard-to-say name, and Beoessus, well-regarded in the bureaucratic sector. I love these federated tribe flavor additions, the bureaucratic sector, and your chief being called the chief magistrate. I feel like the concept of federated tribes, maybe I'm just not historically well informed, I feel like they kind of lean too hard into the sort of fantasy flavor of this is a democratic tribe, because I've never heard in real life of a tribe where the leader is called the chief magistrate. Maybe that is a thing, and I just don't know much about that. But I feel pretty well informed about this period of history, and this just seems to be stretching, kind of pushing up against the barriers of my, what's it called, when you believe in something in a story. What's that called? Hold on. And I've already started this event, so I can't redo the recording and come back in and say the phrase perfectly with no weird editing. Suspension of disbelief, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. This opening is a suspension of good recording. Anyways. Despite significant discourse, ale, and argument, no consensus is made on the target for our future expansion plans. Mandubracius believes fervently that the Bardulian province of Tridulia Occidentalis should rightfully be under Carpetanian rule, where Tiscus and Beoessus, however, wish us to focus on Boletia or Cartubaya, respectively. Right, we got ourselves some targets. Now, I should note that one thing possibly pressing on the scale here is wanting to progress through the Matter of Baetica mission, not out of the goal of getting more claims in the south, because the southern stuff, again, as I've said before, beyond just Carthage being there, it also means taking on Iberics, who have that military advantage from their religious traits. They've got the 10% light infantry offense, and they don't have the minus 2.5% discipline malice that I have. Now, getting the remainder of Tridulia Orientalis would be good in order to get this mission and the claim on Baetica, this one down here, basically. So that is something to keep in mind. These other ones here are not going to not going to really come up before these ones. So, okay, so this would basically, let's see here. This would get us a claim on Bardulia, who is, where is Bardulia? Gotta find them here. They're in Lusitania. It does... Bardulia, hold on. Where's my map here? Bardulia. There they are. Okay, they're at the very, very extreme edge of my territory. So I am splitting a province with them. So this is actually... This would be a very coherent war in the sense of securing almost the rest of Terdulia Occidentalis, except for this part that Celtica controls. So this would be great for kind of rounding out my control of the Flumen and Ice area. So that is actually a fairly decent option. What kind of allies do they have? They're allied with just their neighbor across the river, Kempsia, so this would be a very easy fight. In a different direction than I've been going. This would stretch me out even further, especially if I tried to annex over the river. I probably wouldn't try to annex over the river. I guess I could, though. Let's see. This would put me into Celtica Minoris, which is also where Cephia is. But I have no relationship with Cephia at the moment. I would be able to get my first river crossing under my full control, which would be kind of cool. Pushing even further into Lusitania. Yeah, this is all Lusitanian. Okay. It's certainly an interesting option. So that's Bardulia. The other option is Boletia, who is over in this direction. Boletia is this sort of purplish guy here. So this is more in the direction I was thinking about before. They are allied with Lobetania, who is to their south. So they, I border their ally and I border them, and this would allow me to encircle these kind of warring guys in the middle. Now, these guys in the middle are Olcadia and the Olcadian Revolt. So it's actually just Olcadia having a civil war in the middle there. And this is actually been depopulated, it looks like. So I can take on Olcadia in the future. Olcadia is allied with Lobetania, so after the Boletian War, I'd be able to go after Olcadia fairly easily and basically gobble them up once I completely surround them. That shouldn't be too hard at all, especially with that surround advantage. So Boletia may be a slightly more coherent attack, because this would actually help me consolidate my extremely stretched out territory. This war over here, meanwhile, would actually stretch me out even further, which may be fine, but I'm getting a little bit nervous about, if not mechanically overextending myself, kind of conceptually overextending myself. I do have a lot of frontier. I'm mostly made up of frontier right now, so this would help secure a bit more cohesion up here. So this is probably a better option than Bardulia for my current needs at the moment. Lastly is Cartubia, which, in all fairness, would actually line up with my mission tree the best, because Cartubia controls this section of Tertulia Orientalis. I could also take on Cartubia's Beatica Cordubensis's territory. These Iberian regions, I swear. Or not regions, the provinces. Who came up with these names? Come on, Romans, what are you doing? So, Cartubia would be a good target for that purpose, but they're a bad target in terms of everything else about targeting them. They've got this unholy Southern Iberic alliance going on, or I guess it's a defensive league. But yeah, this is a comparable or even larger in size than the Tagus League that I'm currently sort of preparing for. So this would not be a good in the background war. So what we're going to probably do is go for Boletia. Let's double check again that they don't have any surprise features that will throw me off. Just Lobetania, and then you're actually also allied with... If I could attack Lobetania, that'd be a little better, because I'd bring in Olcadia too, but it's not a big deal. I guess I could wait and fabricate on Olcadia, and then attack them. Or no, fabricate on... No, but then they're also in a defensively with Mantasania, so we're going to go for Boletia. This is going to upset Mandubrachius and the Oasis, and I'll get some loyalty with Wertiscus, who is one of my other chiefs. This is the newest chief, that's right. He's the least loyal right now, so that's actually pretty good. So we're going to stand with Wertiscus, ready the armies to march for Boletia. All right. That is our tribal council. We will hopefully squeeze one more in before we reform. Like I said before, once we hit, I think it's 60, right? We're not going to instantly go ahead and do the tribal reform. Plus, the tribal reform adds a mission, so we have to also be ready to abandon the Baetica mission and, I guess, return to it later if we're allowed to. And the mission tree for reforming also takes a while, so we're not going to reform super soon, even if we're advancing in centralization pretty steadily. Codify state lands is next, as I said before, so we're going to start saving gold for this one at this point. Although we need 40 in Toletum, don't we? I forgot about that. Ooh. Not sure we're going to be able to pull that one off. I forgot that was a requirement. How are we to get 40 civilization level in Toletum? This is pretty hard to do without it being a city, because a lot of city buildings increase civ level. What's our cap at the moment in here? 28. I'm not really seeing a way to boost this up unless it was already a city. Hold on. Why is it cheaper to found a city now? 250 and 662. This was not that cost before. This was more expensive before. What has changed to facilitate this? Is this true in other spots as well? Yeah. Yeah, this is cheaper. Well, I don't know how to explain this one, but I'll take it. This is great because we can actually conceivably have enough gold to found a city in Toletum, so we'll see what happens with that. Either way, we've got our claim on Boletia now. I think we should go for it. Now, we only have one ally. We have the Topolian alliance. We might be able to get an ally to help us with Boletia. That being said, I sort of don't want an ally because at this point I'm getting kind of tired of these tribal allies just kind of misbehaving, and I say misbehaving, being tribal allies, essentially, is what I really should say. They're kind of just acting how I should expect them to act. I think I can pull it off with just my armies. Let's raise up said armies and get them organized, and once they're in position, we'll launch the war against Boletia. So let's raise them up as close as we can to this particular front line. Now I wish I did have a dock in Metellinum in order to facilitate this, but that is fine. I guess I could build one in Artigi, but I'm not going to worry about that. Not a huge issue. Where's the extent? Yeah, it's up there. All right, whole team is raised. Let's go ahead and put it on default, I think. I don't think increased pay is necessary at this point. That being said, I did lose out on my morale deities, so it might be worth doing increased pay just for safety purposes. That being said, though, I'm gonna tap out on manpower, whatever I do. This is not going to be a manpower-free war, most likely. Turn the forts on. All right. Let's get them all organized here. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this war right now is because my war exhaustion is ticking down pretty steadily, so I can afford a little bit more war exhaustion if it comes to that. All right. It's so hard to organize all these different guys. We've got Bercusa leading a force. We've got Beowesis leading a force. It's just those two switching off. Okay. Not even my good marshal general. I don't know how it decides this. It's kind of mysterious. I think what we're going to do is set up 2 assaults, one against Lobatania in the south from the west, and one against Boletia in the north from the north. So let's see here. $10,000 overall. 4,000, 5,000. Yeah, that's fine. All of you gather up there. The rest of you gather up here. All right. There we go. Pour myself some coffee for this recording session. A little low energy today, but that's all right. Olcadian Civil War ends. Hey, we were just talking about that. The bitter civil war in Olcadia has finally come to an end with the loyal forces of Welbutena Maragana utterly crushing the rebel armies led by Tasgetius Duratus and his scheming cohorts. We were reliably informed that the turning point of the war was during the siege of Lutia, when the rebel forces attempted to rout the loyalist army, but were outmaneuvered by the superb tactics of Welbatena Morgana. The outcome of this war is largely irrelevant to us, as we do not consider Alcadia as either a friend or enemy. Yet. We'll see about that one. Nevertheless, we ought to be more careful now that their nation is on track to recovery. All right, well, that's good, as this is now an easier and more coherent target for me. Not for this war, unfortunately, but in a war soon. I guess I could start a claim going on them, just so this is cleared up before my Tagus war. But I keep putting off the Tagus war, and I really need to just give myself a solid couple years to recover manpower to prep for that, or to accumulate money to buy mercs for that. It's going to be a tough one for sure. Given that I can't do the decision in Toletum because it requires such a high civ level, I'm actually really surprised it requires such a high civ level there. But I think Codify State lands, you're able to do it even once you're not a tribe, so I don't think I need to worry about this. And even if I can't, I'm not going to hit 40 civ level in Toletum anytime soon, so yeah. Not going to be too worried about that, I guess. Which means I can spend political influence on other stuff if I so prefer. I also think I can set up a colony now somewhere. Already got the Celtiberian colony. Actually, I don't think there are any new colonies I can really set up right now, so these guys are all Celtiberians too, so there's so many Celtiberians. I commented on that before, but they really are just so many of them. These guys are by stone. All right, that's fine. Low food up there. Yeah, that's fine. All right. This fort's also not going to be done in time. That's probably fine. I guess I could have waited for this fort to be done, because it's going to be early next year. I'm not going to worry. Having this be unfortified might actually have some strategic advantages I could make use of in a clever way. All right. This force at least is ready to get organized. We'll have you lead the force, set you onto bottleneck. You attach, put you onto envelopment, skirmishing, and attach. Deception. There we go. Now you. Nope, I forgot one person here. Who did I forget? I think it's you. Nope, it's you. All right. Put you onto skirmishing and attach. All right. And you're being led by the first levy of Terrakinesis. Okay, and then you are arriving on the 14th of December. They got their forces raised right now with. Oh, I should not cross the river, should I? Yeah, we're gonna run over. They've got their forces raised for some reason. Maybe they were involved in that civil war somehow. But I'm gonna grab their forces while their morale is at half. This is gonna be extremely good if I can pull this off. Just got to get into position, then we'll declare the war. Not even going to wait for my morale to be at full. It's basically at full right now. All right. Maybe we'll wait for one tick of morale, just to be basically at full. Let's see. That wouldn't quite put me at full, but put me pretty close. All right. First levy of Beatica, you lead the way. Bottleneck, please. Go on to Deception, and you follow. Go on to Skirmishing, and you follow. Development. And Deception. All right. Again, I'm just trying to get a diversity of different tactics. I don't know what's good or not. Someone in the comments, please let me know how the tactics work, because I still don't fully understand the nuances of it. 1st of January, 466. Here we go. And they've joined a defensive league with Ilir Kawonia. Oh boy, alright, so now having this fortress here would actually be pretty important if we've got another person over here. That is unfortunate timing. I don't know if they just did this over the monthly tick or if they did this while I was waiting and getting my army organized, but this does change things. I'm going to pick up an ally to counter Ilir Kawonia because they definitely will bring in... Let's see, are they region split? Oh yeah, they are. That's 4,000 right there. Who do I want to distract them? Well, somebody who is in a position to do that. So you You actually would be, because you just surround them. I think Seditania is basically only good for distracting Eler Cawonia, but they're really well positioned for that, because their fort will kind of block them a little bit, and I think there's a good chance these guys will get distracted. Should I wait, though? Maybe I should wait. But I have everything ready to go right now. And I want to snipe this 2,000 stack while it's still here. I'm a little bit nervous they're going to lower it once they realize what I'm thinking about doing. I've got a great chance right now to get a big advantage over Lobitania in the war. I think I'll take the risk. The smart play would be to wait for my fort to finish, and then go at that point, because I'm not really in a huge rush necessarily. I'm just essentially doing targets of opportunity wars right now, but I think I will go for it. And this being unfortified may get their attention. This force here may be a bit more defensive, while the southern force tries to get Pons Rugio under control. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But what I will do is get ourselves that ally. Let's see here. Is there anybody better for this job? You might be better. Hold on. You're in one region. You're in one... No, hold on. Is this one province? Yeah, you're in one province. You're more in the middle of the two of them? I think... Let's see. I think I will ally with Editania. I was going to say that if I ally with Seditania, they might be less likely to try and hold territory that they occupy. But in my experience with this mod so far, the tribal AI seems essentially dead set on holding any territory they ever occupy, and they break the rules to do it, I think. So we're just going to go with Editania here. All right, let's offer an alliance. All right, we are now set with that. I could abandon Tapolia for right now and maybe come back to them or somebody else later to get a different ally. It might be worth doing. Is Tapolia super useful for this? I think they are still. Yeah, I think they are. All right, we're going to keep Tapolia. Tapolia's helped out so far. They'll send forces over to support, even if they aren't strategically in a great spot to do that. Yeah, I don't think battles are going to be our issue. It's more so positioning and whatnot. All right, let's declare the war, get this going. Gonna call in Edith. Oh, hold on. I gotta wait 1 month anyways. We'll wait 1 month. That's fair. I want to call them in. That's critically important. So we'll wait the 1 month. Oh, what is going on here? They're at war with Editania. Well, look at that. That is an interesting development there. They've not called me in. Ooh, hold on. Declare war. I'll get the chance to actually run in and grab them while these guys are out of the way now. That is a little irritating, but... Yeah, so Editania is already at war. So actually this is fine. But what I could do actually to be a little ruthless is actually dissolve my alliance with Editania and get an alliance with Seditania now. I think I might do that. Because Editania, and with the purpose of distracting them, will already be preserving that purpose. We're going to abandon that alliance and offer an alliance to Seditania and have them be part of it. I guess I could go for someone like Contestani. You're not involved with these guys, are you? But you're allied with Iler Cawonia, so you probably wouldn't join, whereas you are not, because you are... Actually, there's no specific reason that you're not. Let's offer an alliance to these guys. Seditania, there we go. Now we gotta wait 1 more month for this to get formalized. How does this work when it's 2nd of March? Okay. This also gives my fort a little bit more time to finish construction, for what that's worth. So the nice thing is that all of these forces will already be kind of moving around. Might be able to snag them. All right. You were still gonna head straight to just take the Pons Rugio. Or maybe I should... This war that's submerged with Editania has really kind of screwed up all of my plans. Because now, the smart move would be to actually have my forces combined up north and come in and start killing the enemy and then splitting up later. but I've already got them split right now. I think this force down here may have to back up from Pons Regio if it sees enemies on their way. We shall see what ends up happening there. Alright. 2nd of March is the magic date. Let us see what happens. Also making sure that all the policies are what we want. Why are you not on? How long has this been going on? Alright, this needs to change. Maybe because I just got it recently? Alright. We are going to switch this. Local autonomy might not be enough, honestly. Bleed them dry might be called for here. That being said... it's not quite low enough to go to or not bleed them dry. I mean harsh treatment, not bleed them dry. I should not go to bleed them dry right now. That'd be pretty bad. Harsh treatment is the more. I'll switch to harsh treatment if the total amount dips closer to 33. All right. Glad I checked that. Need to remember to do that more often. All right. Before any more stuff happens, let's just get this going. Declare war. Call in my allies. Take the land. Let's go. Alright. Celtiberian local powers of Boletia, Iller, Cawonia, and Lobetania have rallied together to defend in this war. So just like that, we've suddenly jumped headfirst into the chaotic tribal warfare environment that I've mentioned before. This is the first time we're getting involved in a war that's already in progress, so let us go for that. You rush on in. In fact, I should just tell it. There we go. Head on in. Go for Pons Regio. This is fortunately just a level 1 fort, as is this. These guys do have a level 2 fort over here in Iberia. So, got to keep that in mind. They do have an unfortified thing here, though, so that could be something we go snag. What we will do, though, is run down here, see if we catch these guys. Nope. We will go grab the unfortified provincial capital, though, for what that's worth. This fort should finish before anybody arrives. It may not be fully garrisoned by the time. Are you the leader? Hold on. Yeah, you're the leader. Okay, so you just literally are faster. That shouldn't be possible, but it is what it is. Now, again, our goals here, technically, you know, Iller, Cawonia is Iberian land that we should try to get as well. So we may not... I didn't plan to go for them. This might be stretching too far, but this sort of river coastal area is definitely pretty defensible. And it is and given that this is a province that is along the border of the river, this is a great stopping point for now in terms of expanding this direction. If only I also had Laconia, that would make it a very coherent northern border there. But we're not going to push it. I'm not focusing on Iller Cawonia. It's more about getting this part of my land to be a bit more of a shape. I mean, these guys are... You're going there. Okay, so we're going to grab this first because this is a regional... a provincial capital. Wow, I'm struggling today, folks. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just really tired, but hopefully it's just my commentary that suffers, not my gameplay. It happens. All right, fortress under siege. That's fine. Just keep them there. 4,500 should be fairly safe. If I see 3,500 or more on the way over, I'll get scared because they would get a river crossing defense over there. So let's keep an eye on that to some extent. Got that. All right. Now, our goals here, again, are territorial cohesion. So getting this part here is non-negotiable, and getting... trying to get, like, this stuff here is good, too. But mostly, it's sort of mostly just this. Anyways, I guess we just start sieging. Yeah, let's see what they do. This would be a hills attack, no river crossing. Probably fine. 5,500. We'll see what they do. They can't really dislodge both of my forces at the same time, but they could dislodge one or the other if they concentrate everybody and my allies don't contribute anything at all. It could happen. Actually, you know what I want instead is that. I want that. Oh, yeah. Let's grab that extra war score. Also, this is going to finish in time. That's pretty good. Glad how that's worked out. Alright. Maybe we'll catch him, maybe we won't. But I am very glad that I'm able to have essentially free-roaming armies that are large enough to not really be scared of anything. That is handy. These guys may give that to me, but I sort of don't think they will. Also, the farming settlement over here is done. Did I set up the slaves already? I think I did. No, I was still getting that set up. I forgot. I was doing that up until I ended the last episode. Let's move a couple more slaves over. I think we were moving them over from Solor base, weren't we? Yeah, I have the 3. Or I have 2 of them set up. 1, 2. Let's move one more slave into Solor base. From there, and then move them here. Solor base. Alright, 3 livestock. We're going to be able to sell 1 copy. And did I tell you to stop allowing promotion? Yeah, I did. Alright. Glad to get that over and done with. Let's see what these guys do. Their color and my color look pretty similar. They've got kind of a green color. I've got kind of a bronze color. It's all good. Did these guys lose a fight? Against whom? Interesting. Yeah, this is going to be a kind of hectic war situation because there's 2 different wars going on simultaneously. It will be a little janky, but sometimes that's how it goes. Here comes Topolia, by the way, my long-suffering ally Topolia, called to war every couple months to wander across Iberia. Where to go do that? Alright. Got that. Got a slave. Ooh, yikes. Let's not take any more slaves, hopefully. Alright, now, their capital's technically across the river, not as high of a priority. This would be a pretty long siege, because it is a level 2 fort. I'd much prefer to get this over the capital somehow, but I think for now what we do... Let's see if we can see. I think now we go like this. So we want to enter from this direction so we can return over to protect this as long as we can. We really want to get this, though, for sure. Well, I guess it doesn't matter as much if we get this part, but it is extra war score. So we'll see if these guys decide to give us anything. Sort of don't think that they will, but it's possible. I'll have to scroll over it to see because the colors do look similar from high up, but you can kind of tell the difference. Let me know in the comments if my sleepy... Oh, don't even think about it, said Tanya. That is illegal according to the laws of the ancient Iberian legal code that definitely exists and is written down and isn't just made up by people on the spot. Alright, if they try to assume control of the siege, I'm going to have harsh words with them, like, dang, and stop. That'll show them. Such harshness. Alright, who's leading the siege? That's not my icon. That's my siege. Stop it. I gotta just check this every so often because now I'm paranoid about this game and the way sieges work. I guess it shows the icon on the siege icon here, or it shows the flag on the siege icon there. So it's not necessarily a super hidden thing, but this is just an element of the game I'm not super used to being that paranoid about. Caught red-handed. Oh, this is one of these events that doesn't pause the game for some reason. Hauled in front of the clan council, Chiomara Arosa is a sorry sight. This is the bodyguard. Caught with bare hands. Is this? Yeah. Caught with bare hands in hand. Hold on. Caught with bare hands in hand. She is said to have... What? She is said to have been ready to strike. Caught with bare hands in hand. She is said to have been ready to strike down Maguna Galana. Okay, I don't know what this phrase means, but she was going to strike this lady, the governor of Lusitania, in a brutal act of violence. Luckily, passers-by were quick enough to act and prevent this terrible deed, and we now have the unenviable task of passing judgment on the wicked Chiomara. I really don't want to lose that kind of loyalty with a governor, but I also don't want to imprison this character and upset the Arosas, who maybe... I guess both of those people do have pretty good loyalty right now, including her. I'm just not going to... I don't want to deal with this right now. We're just going to let her off the hook for that one. Hostile sieges? Oh. Right. I guess I should have realized this might have happened. I think what I'll do... but if I leave, will I be unable to reassert the siege? I think I'm just going to stay here. These guys can take this. We've got my fort now. It does have some garrison for what that's worth, so they are just not attacking the fort while they're focusing on this. I'll come back for this later. I'd rather get the siege under my control first, if I can pick. Spread of ideas. Through a trade connection with Rome, new ideas have spread to our people. Great. That's pretty handy. Gotta love events like that. Really need this army. Oh, that water shortage. Hey, that's a pretty good event. I was about to say I need them to hurry up because this is my swing army. I need to bring up over here to get involved. All right, we got another tick. 200 garrison that's going to have to hold for a little bit. We'll come save you, Bellia Desolata. Don't you worry. We're on the way. All right. They're sieging at 28% to start. That's fine. Just got to get some good siege results, he says, with fear. 14%. Let's see it. Come on, please. Oh, Scorn family. We need an oratory researcher. I think one of our characters died. Let's just put you there. That's fine. That resolves that. All right. 14%. Nope. Defender's Desert. That's pretty good, though. 0%. It's not going to give me what I want, but it is a start. Oh, these guys are re-sieging this. We're going to run and snipe this as soon as we're able to. We just need this siege under our control, and we'll be so free to go get this. And that'll be amazing. Oh, they got a breach. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. But I don't think the AI likes to do assaults. So I think I still have time to do a natural siege and run up there and save everybody. 28%. No, water shortage, though, is good. 42% now. All right, 7%. Let's see it. Please. Let me save my people. Nope, supply shortage is fine, though. If they get above 0%, I'm going to get scared and have to intercede. All right, I missed it by one day, but October 1st, let's check on our economy. Looking okay. It's not great right now because of our military being mobilized, but it is fine. Yeah, I think we're doing fine right now. Yeah, all right. Saving up all of our resources right now. All right, come on. 42%. Let's see it. This is my chance to go grab that. Defender's Desert. Oh, yikes. How many defenders are there, by the way? I'm really tempted to do a breach, or to do an assault. I've actually been okay on manpower so far. I'm not really losing too much from attrition so far. And I think I've not been in any overweighed stacks. So my attrition is just 1%, which my manpower gain per month is more than making up for. I'm still gaining manpower. I'm in the green. Or in the black, I should say. So an assault here would actually cause some manpower problems. And I am trying to build up manpower for future ventures. Let's see about this. 14%. This would be amazing. This would be so clutch. Nope. Supply shortage. Right, come on. Don't play with me. Just got to get this. All right, they're not at over 0% yet, so we're still fine. All right, 40% down here. Let's see it. It's a siege race of the century here. There we go. All right, you double time it. In fact, literally, I may actually ask you. Oh, I need the invention of quick march. So double time it. Double time it theoretically up there. Just go, 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 go. In fact, go there, and then once they arrive, we're gonna shuffle these guys over because I think that'd be the fastest approach. All right, 21%. Come on. Oh, so lucky. All right, save my people. Go. And then we're going to send that direction too. And this force, we're just going to scare these guys away. Or actually, hold on. I think we should take this attack because this would be defending the plains. I think we get a river crossing advantage too. So we're gonna drag a 7,500 force against a 60 force. I should say a 6,000 force. 6,000 force. That's how you say that. So we don't have our full army ready, but I can't wait around to gather up everybody to attack. This is a good fight to take. I'll be defending in the plains over the river. Should be good. We need to save this fort. And then we should still have time to run up to Roborum. In fact, what I might do is cheekily split away one tiny force, one little force of horse, to just hustle over there on their own. This is a little risky, but I need to get Roborum for my plans. I did manage to maintain, or Bayeka, I think they were sieging this back at one point, so that's a little surprising, but I pulled that off. Also got to make sure that I get here first before anybody else, because I could see the AI grabbing this, and this would be annoying to not be able to get that. So now I swear, in this game, in this campaign, my strategizing is more so about fighting my allies than fighting my enemies. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but definitely that's been striking me. So let's run there with our horses. Please just get there first. This is the third levy of Gallicia. Where? Oh, they're at the bottom of the thing. I can't tell. Hold on. Arriving 3rd of December. Everybody else is arriving kind of around that time, but not quite then. So I think we are going to run ahead. All right, that's good. So you, instead, let's see here. Maybe I should go for this city, because if I can pull off these, if I can pull off getting control of this stuff, I'll be in a good position to actually contest the city. The thing is, this river is such a great boundary for my northern expansion. I don't really want to push it beyond that. It's true, Telekinesis does go all the way up to the Pyrenees, but I'm not ready to extend that far north. I still have a lot more southerly and westerly expansion to go with. So let's see. Yeah, I think we'll go this far and then stop. I'm not going to go past the river. Yeah, alright, so let's see. I think what I'll do... Yeah, I'll just have you go up there. That's the right call. Alright. 3rd of December, let's see it. Alright. We're here first. Also, they got 14%. Come on, AI. Don't stand here with me. No, hold on. This is Beia Relicta. We are still leading the occupation. I don't think the AI can assume control of a unfortified settlement tile. I think that automatically... Hold on. Oh, this is from my fort. That's right. Oh yeah, that's from this. I think I'm able to maintain this just by standing there. Okay, I think we're good. Come on, no funny business, please. Okay, now this is not looking quite so good. Hold on. Why is the AI not following me? Yeah, 45 versus 60, I can't take that fight, even with the fort. I don't want to risk the 14% though, that'd be really frustrating. I think it's because I'm standing there with the horses, the AI is getting kind of confused. Alright. Are you gonna follow me now? Is the AI army following me? It is following me. I think the UI once again isn't remembering that I'm defending in that fort. Okay, so the AI is following me now. 6,500 versus 60, defending across. Yeah, this should be fine. What's your highest? Ooh, 10. Ooh, maybe that's not fine. But I can't let them win the siege. The AI would win a 14% every single time. I swear, it's a sure thing. I gotta take this chance. I may suffer some pretty bad manpower losses, but I do have more allies on the way and my other army on the way to clean up whatever's left. And this will, at the very least, slow them down. So, yeah. All this maneuvering to just get this territory as the war leader is so frustrating, but it does feel more authentic. This is what tribal alliances are like, I'm sure, in history. Just very opportunistic and unfriendly. When are we arriving? 22nd of December. Alright. We got it. That's good. Now, as for the fight, we are arriving. There we go. Yeah, we're going to win. We're going to take... Carpetania actually got there before me, so they're going to take more casualties, I hope. We shall see. Alright, we arrived up there with that force. Once we get this thing, and we... Actually, yeah, once we get this thing, we're going to peace out. We'll have the territory that we want. I'm not even sure I'll get this territory here. These two sections. Might be a little pushing it. Yeah, I think I'll leave that alone. Although that would actually leave... We'll worry about the peace deal in a moment. Not quite yet. Battle is done. We lost... let's see. I can actually look at it like this. Alright, so I can see my losses. If we do some quick kind of mental math, this is around... let's just say this is around... 300. There's around 400 losses. That's acceptable for a fight like this. We saved our people, and we're going to win the war in a moment, so happy with that outcome. All of you actually just run straight that direction, because I'm worried about this force getting sniped now before they finish their siege. Help to kill in space metals, alright. That is fine. This has been such a chaotic war. This has been a really fun war, though. I've kind of woken up from this war. I don't know if you can tell. There we go. Alright, we got that. Let's see now if they will take the peace deal that I am looking for. Alright, so we want this. We want this. We want this. No, they won't take this one. Alright, let's wait for these control change things to happen, and we'll see how they're feeling. Alright. Alright. Right. We want this. We want this. This and this. No, still not. It's closer. This is a pretty greedy peace deal. Let's see here. I guess I don't need to go into Lobotania, technically speaking. But I kind of want to get my thing unified together and then go after Alcadia separately. But I don't have any claims ready for that or anything. I'm not really in a position to take on Alcadia. Let's see. I could go... I guess I could stretch to the sea and take this part and clean up my control of Celtiberia, Septentrionalis, and then leave all of this stuff down here. Then it would feel a bit like a waste, but... I guess I could siege their capital and go for a more complete thing. Since I've got the actual provincial capitals locked down, I am fairly free to do something like that. I think I will go for a bigger peace deal here. Alright, let's actually gather up down here, and then we'll cross over. We should be able to assume control with our larger forces. We have 10,000 or so we shouldn't really fail to assume control of the capital siege. Yeah. And their war exhaustion should be pretty bad. Or it's going to get worse as time progresses. We also meant, yeah, just the amount of micro I did to actually get all these individual spots under my control was completely crazy. We're all going to converge on Iberia. That's fine. I guess I could start... Let me start fabricating a claim on Alcadia now. Probably should have done this earlier, but I wasn't exactly sure what direction this war would go. I think Alcadia is the right target. Who they call in? Lobotania. That's not going to matter. Lobotania is not going to survive this war. Because before, I wasn't sure. I thought that Lobotania... I'm not going to worry about explaining it. It's actually all just head straight there directly, because they don't have an army there to meet me. I don't think, so should be fine. Oh, hold on, they do have an army there to meet me. Do they? Who is there? This guy? I'm not that scared of this guy. I guess I don't need to rush that quickly. Wait for more forces to arrive. A ruler is born. A son has been born to Bracusa. The baby is named Getius Indutius. He is the son of the chief magistrate. Alright, we have a son. Cool. What is my succession law, by the way? I guess it doesn't say here. Right, I don't have a succession law. I just have the clan chief thing. I guess the game just doesn't know that I'm not a hereditary a hereditary nation. All right, well, Tazgetius may play a role in our government in the future in some capacity. That's pretty cool. Happy to have more characters in the great houses. All right, come on, we need some more folks to arrive. There we go. Nope, that's not. Still waiting for these guys. There we go. Okay, let's cross over now. Yeah, this is a fight I'm happy to take. I don't want them to get lots of morale recovery. I could wait technically for everybody to get here, but I'm worried about my allies getting there before me and weird mischief happening with the control. I guess technically control of the siege doesn't matter because I'm not really planning to take this place. Oh, they weren't even here anyways. Okay, it doesn't matter either way because it's fortified, but little janky how that's worked out. Right, come on. All right, there we go. Everyone's coming in now. That is fine. All right, we knocked them back, and we are technically over the river, but there's no river crossing between this and this, between Hibera and Olestrum. So we should only take a attack into the hills malice, which is bad, but you know. All right, let's assume control of the siege just because, and get to work. And once everybody, hold on. Once everybody arrives, actually, hold on. What's the weight here? It is a city, so it probably has pretty good weight, doesn't it? Province view, 32, yeah, because it is a city with a port, so we should be able to just cram everybody in there. Can we not cross over? Oh, they're locking it with the boats. Oh, that's really clever. AI is actually using the river. All right. That's fine with me, I think. Oh, never mind. AI is not being very clever. That was just a weird coincidence. I was kind of excited to see the AI using the river like that, but alas, they did not live up to it. I may as well take this too, if I'm going to take everything in this war. So this is the peace deal we're looking for. Let's see if they're willing to go for it after we force them to live through the siege. All right. Crossover. We may get trapped over there if they return with the boats, but I don't think they're going to be that clever, all things considered. Is it 50 or 60 is my next thing? It is 50, okay. This one I might go for tribal representatives because the monthly political influence is so much stronger than the pop promotion speed, even though the centralization is smaller. Yeah, I think I will go for this as soon as I have enough stability, which I don't have anywhere near enough stability right now. I need to be at, ideally, 40 for that, but, you know. It might be worth actually doing a divine sacrifice. I did give up a lot of stability to get this political influence from those loyal subjects. Let me do some quick math here. 18th of April, so this would be a 5-year period. That's 0.15, 12 months. Let's round that up to be, you know, 1 stability, 1, 2, 12 stability. Let's round it up to be maybe 15 or 16 stability in total. I think it was 10 stability to get it, and that's 50. So it's actually, I think this button actually is essentially more or less roughly the inverse of accepting the loyal subject thing, because this essentially trades around the same amount of PI for around the same amount of stability, but it's staggered over 5 years. And the event button gave me around this much PI in exchange for around that much stability. So I don't know if that makes any sense. That is my quick reading of that. Either way, I'm not going to click the button. I do want to save my PI for good uses, and there will be some. Right, supply shortage. Now we got the whole squad over here. Attrition's totally fine. Allies are leaving. All right, sure. I could run over and smack these guys, but I may not be able to leave because of the zone of control. Just check in and see if they're willing to do this piece. So they're pretty close, honestly. I think after a couple of months, they may fold even before the siege is done. This is a pretty huge peace deal for me. I will be increasing my nation's territory by something to the effect of 30%, 33%. So that is quite something. This may be a little risky for this point of the campaign to take a peace deal like this, but I'll also get 2 nobilities that I can sell off into slavery, make some money. I'll probably also, if I end up actually doing the siege, I'll probably sack this town if I'm allowed to. Not sure if I will. It's kind of hard to predict with the tribal stuff. Right, they're getting closer. They're all on low war exhaust, or they're on low war enthusiasm now, so that is a good development. I'll be able to make some money from selling buildings in the city as well. Yeah. Oh, that means I'd have to actually take it if I wanted to do that part, so I don't really want to take it. I wish that I could take it and then, like, sell or abandon the territory. I guess I'm allowed to if I'm a migratory tribe, but I don't have that power as far as I am aware. I could demote it to a settlement, but I just don't want to take stuff over the river there. Doesn't seem like it's going to make the most sense for me. Ooh. Well, I will make this trade. 6 stability for 10 PI. That's a much better deal than clicking the sacrifice button. So there we go. And just like that, we are now, I think, in a position to do that law change. This should be totally fine. So put us a little below 20 stability, but it won't be for that long. And I want to get this going ASAP. Monthly political influence. By appointing representatives in each of our population centers, each with the power to officiate on local matters, we extend our authority to a great degree. Now, I should note that a click like this only makes sense for the short-term purposes that we're doing it for. 10% PI is a really strong bonus, but we're not going to be keeping these laws for a whole lot longer, given that we are going to reform, I imagine, within the next 20 years, maybe within the next 15, depending on how things turn out. I don't think we'll get to Republic within the next 10 years, and unlike in the Carpetania Campaign, where there was sort of this weird and kind of nicely timed lining up of forming Britannia and turning into a monarchy, in this campaign, as you can tell, we're not going to be forming Greater Iberia sort of at the same time that we're becoming a republic. We're going to become a republic long before we form Greater Iberia, and I'm not sure I will want to become a republic as soon as I'm able to, just because there might be some big changes to my government and whatnot from that. In fact, I know that there will be, so we have to be prepared for what it entails. We need to basically be in a really economically good position. We shouldn't be about to go into wars. We basically want to have the Tagus War done with before we click the Form Republic option, and that even requires finishing that mission tree, so we will have some politics to do up before that point. But as for now, we are going to grab this. This is definitely worth it. The 10% PI, even for only a couple months, is a good thing here. It's going to pay for itself pretty quick, I think. So let's go for that. Tribal representatives. There we go. Stability has gone down. That's fine. Just got to get it back up to 20, and we should be fine. I think right now our government is currently locked down. Yep. Because of being a below 20 stability. All right. I think before I may have said that it was 25. 20 is the actual floor for stable government, but we should get back up there pretty quick, as long as nothing too goofy happens. That is a goofy thing that's happening, but I'm not too worried about this. They don't have the numbers, and Saguntinia, I mean, may actually go and dislodge them. So it should be fine. All right, every month we're going to check in on this peace deal. They're getting closer. I could drop something here or there to make it happen. I could drop this part here, but I kind of want to get this part too. I just want to kick out Ilir Covonia from south of the river Iberus. Just feels appropriate. And my goal of getting kind of bulkier land grabs that aren't as snaky is helped by getting this part there. I could also just abandon getting Lobotania, but at this point, I'm pretty committed to getting Lobotania and then grabbing Olcadia from all directions fairly soon. Also, manpower is now becoming a problem again, but again, it should be fine. Let's progress along. Fortress under siege. Also, when clicking cancel there, it seems hard-coded to think that you're clicking go to location, because it shoots you over to look at it. All right, if only I had some boats, I could actually get a naval blockade and get some more war score. Probably a lot more war score. Naval blockades seem to be very highly valued by this game's war score calculation. A little strange, but it is what it is. All right. Probably won't get to the Code of Rights, because this is 80 centralization. I don't imagine I'll get to 80. I think I'll get above 60 before I finish reforming, but I won't get to 80, probably. And this stuff is quite good. So if you want to play as a tribe permanently, but like play as a centralized tribe, you definitely can. And this mod does make it more viable, I think, than the base game. We're just waiting for the siege. Any sign of a breach? Nope. Yeah, this being unblockaded is definitely causing problems, though. Sue for peace. How do you feel about this? Not quite. They're getting there, though. This is definitely... We're going to meet in the middle pretty soon here with these positive and negative reasons. Petition. The wealthier residents of Waluka have sent a formal petition on behalf of the entire province complaining about the harsh ways of their governor, Iccius Indutius. It seems that his taxation policies is causing quite a furor amongst landowners who are having to work their slaves to the bone in order to meet tax quotas. It is certainly unusual for our subjects to complain in such a manner. Perhaps we ought to consider their arguments carefully. Could get some corruption on our leader. Loyalty with that guy. He's actually kind of close. Well, 46 is actually not that close. He is the governor of Terrakinesis. Hold on, wait. I would like to get some more loyalty around here. Nothing that gives me province loyalty directly. I think I'd rather gain the popularity and not gain the corruption. I mean, obviously, but I don't want to get the pop happiness in that province for that long. He can get a little bit corrupt. That's fine. Do you have crafty? Hold on. No. They just have base corruption? Okay. I may have to shift around. Once I get all this land, I'm going to do a big domestic reorganization. Maybe once I get Arcadia, I'll do that. A big reorganization of my land around here. New governors and whatnot. We'll just send someone to go check in on that. Just for now. Yeah, again, while I'm in the tribal stage, I'm not really microing my economy that closely because there's not much to do quite yet aside from a little bit of slave micro. Supply shortage. How you feeling? Almost there. They are seeing the writing on the wall for sure. They're not willing to even take this fight. Not that I blame them. I mean, 6,000 versus 11,000. Actually, more like 12,000 with the 800. Even defending in the hills, it's not looking too good for them. So, they're probably making the right call. Oh, we got a breach, and here they come. Now, this is an interesting moment here. When are they going to get here? 12th of December. Can I assault before that point? I don't think I can finish assaulting before they arrive. I don't want them to catch me while I'm assaulting, though. That'd be pretty bad. I think we're going to have to stand and fight here. I think they're moving in reaction to that breach, which is a good AI, if that's the case. We're going to take this fight, then. The game thinks we're going to win the fight. I also think we're going to win the fight. Oh, we're so close. But unfortunately, we're going to have to take this fight. Now, at most, we're going to lose about 300 manpower. Because, again, once the armies are disbanded, the numbers they've lost before the manpower goes back out to them doesn't sort of count. Now, what's going to be great about this is once the fight's over, we'll have enough war score to finish the war with this peace deal immediately. And upon doing so, get a lot of aggressor expansion. And, yeah, but putting that aside, upon doing so, we can lower our armies before the manpower goes out to them. So at the very least, we'll save this manpower to some extent. All right, let's take this fight. 12th of December, their last stand for Hibera. It's going to be a failure, but it's going to be a very bloody affair all around. Here we go. So Truria wants stone, all right. We'll get some nice military experience from this, though, which is always good. This fight almost lasted the whole month. Essentially an even fight, which, given the numbers differences, goes to show the power of defensive terrain. And some bad rolls over here. Yeah, their roll isn't amazing, but that should be that in terms of war score. They should accept this peace deal now. They will. Yeah, just barely. They didn't really change that much. So this is the peace deal we're going for. This is a very greedy peace deal for where I am in the game right now. And I could just get the... Well, I guess the question is, do I wait a little longer and actually... You know what? Let's actually wait a little longer and actually finish the siege and hopefully sack the city because I want to do that either way. And if I take the peace deal right now, I can't obviously finish the siege and sack the city. I could go for an assault now, though. I think I'll wait for one more tick. I'm kind of tempted to, because I'm going to lose the man. Since I'm waiting, I'll lose the manpower anyways. So I guess I may as well, actually. Let me wait for the siege to go through so I can reduce the garrison a little further. And then we will go for an assault after this tick. Alright, Defender's Desert. Let's go for it. Order an assault. Let's see how a assault against a fairly large garrison on a level 2 fort will look with a force of this size. Now, this is not a fight I would normally ever do if I was concerned about winning the war, but at this point, the war is definitely won. Just about trying to get a sack. No sack for me. Oh, man. Just like in real life. We did get some slaves, though, so that's kind of nice. Alright, and with that, I could take this land and just, in the actual city, destroy the buildings to get a lot of money from that. It might be worth getting the land just for that purpose. And honestly, if I destroy the buildings and demote it to a settlement but keep one fort, that control of the crossing is kind of powerful. Which means that waiting for this to happen was actually probably the right call. We're going to get a little bit more aggressive expansion. Allies will be furious, but we are getting it for ourselves. That is pretty good. Alright, so we're going to do a full annexation. This also means that we do fully annex these guys, which unlocks an additional huge group of nobles to sell into slavery. We're about to make some serious money. We're going to try and actually get our city in Toletum constructed from this war, from the sinews of this war. Here we go. Alright, prepare yourself for a peace deal, for a certified peace deal moment. Alright. Celtiberian local power of Boletia accepts our generous, that's one word for it, peace offer. Alright, here we go. Ilir Cawonia to Carpetania, Boletian, Celtiberia, Septen Trianalis to Carpetania, Lobetania to Carpetania, Boletian, Celtiberia, Meridionalis to Carpetania, Ilir Cawonian, Editania to Carpetania, and Ilir Cawonian, Casatania to Carpetania. Okay, we're going to imprison all of these people, and some very immoral things are about to happen to the nobility of this part of the world. There we go. Our name is moved over here. Soon, this border war situation will be addressed, and we'll actually have a properly large name, but here we go. Donut Carpetania has been achieved. Campaign over. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be a funny campaign goal. But we have a lot to do with this new territory, a lot of stuff to do, in fact. Or I should say, indeed. But one thing we will do immediately is destroy one fort, destroy one port, and then destroy or revoke one city. This isn't a terrible city location, but it is hills. And I honestly, well, should this be a city? I could make this a colony. Hold on. For the province, no, there's better provincial spots. Yeah, I think Kess is a better spot there. I think I'd rather just control the river with the fort. Yeah, I'll revoke city status from Iberia. And that's going to be it for this episode. Next time, we're going to start with a lengthy amount of essentially reacting to the end of this war and all of the new territory, all of the new buildings, all of the new population, all of the new horrific things that we can do to make some money to build the city of Toletum. That's going to happen in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching. I thought this was a pretty fun war, a little bit chaotic, but a bit more... now that we finally have the numbers advantages, we don't need to rely on our allies quite as much. It's a bit more of the allies essentially helping out unexpectedly. But we'll check in on the situation next time. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.